Welcome back, fellow scrubs. This is Mark D. Wiz. We're back. It's a Thursday, so we're doing the Retro Mansion game, which involves a lot of platforming code and headache, and screaming and yelling, and arguing. Yeah, we'll bring it over. So we're gonna be doing more head scratching, head banging. I guess head banging. We're playing music in the background, so I guess there's head banging. By the way, I suppose they're probably more obscure games, but the music today is from the two English released Goemon games. So in Japan, the series is called Ganbare Goemon, and it's a very parody platformer kind of thing. And in the West here, it was called Legend of the Mystical Ninja. And I have a particular fondness for these games because they're actually incredibly good, especially the first one. It's more like a Zelda clone, I guess you could say. And I plan to stream it, but since my receiver blew up, I have no way of getting the N64's signal to an acceptable frequency, I suppose, where I could capture and actually stream it. So, if I can get that sorted out, I definitely want to do that. I actually legitimately bought, because I used to rent it only, and I legitimately bought a copy when I got here to Kentucky, and then the receiver blew up, so that didn't help. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And I bought it just to stream, so I would really like to get that, sorted out. Anyway, so what we have so far is half a bump in your head. So only on the ground you see the arrows that shoot an array to check to see how far we are to a wall. And then, the code is set so that you can go up the wall, but let me change that so that you can't. Let's say you can only go up to angles of 60 relative to you. Alright. And then you get something more like this. So, yeah, obviously you can get stuck on a wall still, but so there's no head collision, I guess, what I'm trying to get at here. When you're jumping, it's only when you're on the ground. So there's a couple adjustments I'd like to make. One being that we adjust for the outside edge here, and that also that we adjust while jumping. So we'll see if we can get that. In there. And I guess if my voice sounds a little weird, it's because I'm feeling kind of sick. So, I guess this must not be. Yeah, this must be greater than 60 degrees because I can't walk up it anymore. Now that I set that, and I can't walk down anymore. We don't have fall code yet, but that will come with time. But yeah, I guess that one's too steep too. That's funny. Yeah, these are all our test shapes, so we've got a whole bunch of angles to work with. Yeah, and then here you can't go in there. So that's pretty much how that works. As far as we're gonna have to have rays that shoot from the sides and the corners too. I guess we'll get to that later. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think this is something we thought about before, but let me pull up paint. Pull up a new thing here. I don't need that grid. Okay, so this is us, right? And it's our top and bottom points. We've got, that's pretty on the money. Should. That was a little off. There we go. That's on the money. When we bump into a wall, we're going this direction. We're going this direction. Should we bump here? Or should we bump here? I haven't really thought about it yet. I mean, it kind of makes sense that you would bump here, because this also, the 4 is kind of that, but you also have to make sure that you don't bump into like something that's an actual wall. So if something's an actual wall, you wouldn't want this to interact with it. Trying to think. Well, we'll probably have to do different rays then. I mean, well, I guess you suppose we do have to have different rays shooting from here, so now we get yellow, so it's a little easier to see. So if we're going this way, this arrow, or this ray shoots here, this one's gonna shoot here, and this one's gonna shoot here, roughly. We can say that this ray will bump into walls, so this ray will hit this. So let me, hold on. Make a kind of a teal box here. It's not drawn 100% to scale here, but bear with me. So the idea would be that, say, if this is our starting position, and then this is the final position, so S and F, then we had shot rays to go this way, right? And same thing, we shot rays down here to go this way. And now these ones on the corners are wall rays. This one will just not find anything because it's under the 4. Or we'll have to tell it not to find anything because it's under the 4. But this here would find, like, if there was a wall, then do that one in red, just so this is what we're trying to detect. Or hell, we can even, hold on. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna put it here. So both of these rays will find walls. This one will shoot and find a wall, and this one will shoot and find a wall, and that's fine. But if it finds a ceiling, this ray should ignore ceilings, this one here. It should only interact if it found a wall, but not with a ceiling, because we want the ceilings to be head adjusted and the walls to be corner adjusted. Now obviously if you've got a ceiling, well, no, I guess I don't. Yeah, okay, that might be a problem. If you're going upwards, then say you're headed upwards and you hit a ceiling like this, wouldn't you want to see that? But if that ignores it, then you could potentially move up here and be in the wall. I suppose that's where the corner detection, the protrusion detection kicks in, though, that we talked about last time. So that would catch this and be like, yeah, you can't walk into that. It'll align this top here. This top here will have to align to this at that point. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so I suppose that covers that. We might be in decent shape with that. But I do believe that the head should probably be the one that detects this ceiling here. And then anything that's too steep to be a ceiling would end up getting stopped here. I don't know, I guess that kind of makes sense. It could get a little wonky with what you consider an acceptable ceiling or floor slope, though. It could get a little strange, because in this case here, so say we did have a wall here, our correction would actually end us up over here. It would walk us back a little bit so that we don't exceed this part. So we're not over here anymore, we're right here. Use them all the same color, it probably doesn't look too bright. We'll use pink for you. So say we end up right here instead, we got pushed back to do the wall. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, the only other thing is that you could say that no matter what, if it's not a floor, that you just hit here anyway, and then that would put us somewhere around here instead. So we would have hit our corner here. I don't know. I think that would interfere with the way that the ceilings work, though. So if it's an acceptable ceiling angle, which is just the opposite of a walking angle, then I think it should behave like this. I think that makes sense, because if you're jumping, if you've jumped up and hit your head and then you're falling down with the ceiling, like, you want your head to hit just like the ground does. You want it to be basically a negative ground or a reverse ground. So yeah, so these would have to ignore valid ceiling angles and allow you to bump your head on them. I hope that works. The more I delve into this damn thing, the more complicated it gets. But I think that makes sense, because visually, you want your head here and say he's jumping. And so when he's on the ground, not giving me much space to work with. Hold on. Yeah, let's make him a little bigger. So when he's on the ground here, and he's just rawr. So in this case, you know, you want him to be centered on this here, so put his feet all the way to the bottom and get him actual feet here. So like when we went over what Mega Man X does, they stand him on the center of the line. And so I assume that the same courtesy should be set to, you know, the head here. I think that makes sense. Because yeah, like say just for the sake of argument, you start flying. You kind of want the ceiling to act like a flying, like ground or ceiling walking. Basically, if you're flying into the ceiling, you want it to kind of act the same way as ground, just in reverse. So I think this makes sense. So these rays will just completely ignore anything that looks like a valid sort of ceiling angle. And then so we'll define ceiling as an angle that would be walkable if it was under us. So whatever we can walk on, we can bump our head on. And whatever is in between those two factors will be considered a wall. It's not walkable, and it wouldn't be walkable if you were upside down, so it's a wall. And so these corner points will only interact with those such walls. I think that makes sense. And that might be a good place for us to start today. We'll add these rays to the walk cycle and see what we come up with. I'm trying to think if there's any other potential issues here. Yeah, so we're gonna... Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna... I have to think about this for a second. My head's not working all too great since I'm a little under the weather. I'm trying to think. I was just trying to code it in my head, like how are we gonna do this? All right, well, I mean, we've already technically have this I think basically if this hits anything, it's just going to stop on the center point. So the real challenge is going to be making sure that those corner rays end up doing something different. So let's see. Might bring that around here. Make it a little easier. Okay. So actually, I'll use this. It's easier to look at. So because we're going on an incline, this makes it really easy to see. We're going to have to shoot a ray from here to the right, and from here to the right, or whichever direction we're headed in. And essentially anything that we find that's a wall, is pretty much it. And then anything, like I said, anything in between should get edge detected, or corner detected, although we don't have that working quite yet, but we will eventually. So say we are, just to kind of prototype this out again, let's do from here to here, here to here. Yeah, that's pretty straight. Okay. Okay, so if we're going essentially this way, just like it shows here, a little less of an angle, but still. So you would say, you end up around here-ish. I'm trying to spread them apart a little bit, just make it easier so I can draw in between them. So a wall happens here, you can detect that, and then so you can't move past that. That's cool. If this goes here, now this is a ceiling, so it won't detect that, and it may potentially move you into that. And that's where this corner intrusion detection system will have to take over that we don't have yet. So that's okay. There, full check mark. That's alright. We're good on that. If something intrudes here, so this is a ceiling, and it goes up, but we'll corner detection, or point detection, spike detection, whatever you want to call it, that will catch that. And if anything comes down here at all, it will hit that and not move into it. And actually, in this case too, because the point went into it, the spike went into the zone, the spike detection should also pick that up, so that's okay too. Because yeah, actually, if this does go like here, so this ray doesn't actually hit it, but this will in a big. Okay, cool. We're gonna stop here, but we still have to account for this, and that's where the point detection will say, hey, you can't go any higher than this when you move. So that's now your minimal distance of movement. So I think that all checks out. That's going to be the real killer here. We will need that spike intrusion detection. Absolutely. Yeah, that looks okay. So, but we'll start with these rays, I suppose. We'll worry about the bottom ones later, because they're, hold on, I get high CPU usage detected. What's going on? It must have been just a random spike. Usually, there's this MSI graphics helper or something that only runs sometimes. I'm not sure why it starts up on the computer, but it takes like 20% of the CPU, and I always kill it when I see it. So I thought maybe that popped up again, but it apparently didn't, so. Well, either way, okay. So, I guess the moral of the story is if this ray finds anything at all, under any circumstances, it's gonna stop. So we only really need to worry about scrutinizing the rays from the corners. And I do think that... Actually, this ray may not even be necessary, to be completely honest. If you have the intrusion detection... So if you got a ceiling, it's not going to find it. It would only find a wall. I guess it would find this. I guess it would find that. But is that useful? Or do these other ones cover that already? I mean, eventually when we get the point detection system, it will detect that anyway, so is this even useful? Do we even need to fire that ray? I'm trying to think of a scenario where you would actually need to fire that. Because if something's coming down here, but this didn't see it, if this ray didn't see it, it means it's only in this quadrant here. So say it's like this. It's only in, or not quadrant, but it's only in this zone of detection. And if there is a point here, that's gonna be closer than any wall, right? Well, not necessarily, actually. I suppose if you have something like this, which is deep enough to be a wall, would this be useful information to know that this is here? I mean, you're still going to have a spike here. If it went all the way down, well, then you already hit it here, and then this information here is useless. And if it's not steep enough, then it's going to be a ceiling, and you don't bother with it anyway. I'm kind of thinking that this might not be useful in this direction only. So if you're going in the other direction, then you want this one, but not this one. It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably just do it where they're both firing anyway. I mean, redundant information is better than less information. And then we can optimize it later if we determine that, yeah, that's actually not really useful. I like to not put something in until it's absolutely necessary to put in, but considering that we don't have the spike detection system yet, it might be valuable just to have it for now. Okay, alright. Oh man, how are we gonna put this in? Where is this gonna go? Here's a wall check. I got all my damn notes here. With consideration, I guess that's what this will be. Because we'll be firing them from the corners anyway. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. Corner ray detections. Shoot rays from the corners. Alright. Shoot top right corner ray. And we have it all set up, look at that. Just like magic. Okay, so it looks like we're actually already firing these rays. We're just not, okay. If Unity engine. And if... Determine indexes. 1. Cast walk ray. Alright, where's our... Oh, here. Is there a debug? Oh. Editor. If Unity editor. Okay. We're gonna go with... Hold on a second. Oh, alright, that is what it does. I wonder if I should use the distance or the starting position. Position at beginning of update might be the better choice here. Okay, so we're gonna do... Oh wait, no, actually we're not gonna use that position beginning update because we're gonna be using this collider point. So 2 is top right. Index 2. Walking direction. The walk move distance. What's that? Is that future steps? Yeah. That gives us a little bit of a longer array. Oh, I guess you can't see it. Hold on. So what a future step is say the ray actually only went from here to here in blue, and the future steps are essentially let's look 10 steps into the future, or however many steps. It's easier to see on the walk. I think that's one. It's actually 10. Let's look 10 steps into the future. If we were going at that same velocity, where would we end up? Essentially is the question here. Since we do have a micro-step system, it's a little different, where we took this step to here, and then this little mini step to here to bridge that gap. But it kind of it acts kind of like a, hey, what direction are you looking kind of thing, and what would you hit in the future if you were going. It's just a helpful little thing to visualize what's going on. Okay, so if we only want to accept surfaces that are walls and not floors or ceilings. Need data point distance line graph. Incomplete. Yeah, no. Okay, so how do we detect if this thing's walkable? We need to get a line ref. So get floor line from the hit here. Yeah, it's called line or surface. Yeah, okay. I think we need to do is surface angle allowable. Probably have to change that. Yeah, well, that might be okay. Might want to change the wording of this. Walkable. And we'll need one for is ceiling. I think that's the way to spell it. Ah, it's bugging me. Hold on. I keep screwing it up because the Mega Man Zero character is CL, I mean, I always spell it that way. Which I think is C-I-E-L. Is French for sky, yeah. And that ceiling, yeah, it's reversed. Okay, that's what I thought. So the E before the I. Okay. Ceiling. Okay. I guess this depends on what it thinks that the angle is here. So, oh boy. Are we compilable here? Or, yeah, I don't need to do that. Just go backwards. Yeah, alright, we're not actually doing anything here. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go over here and then see, like, what does it think that's actually going on here? Are we capturing the ceiling information for ceiling collider? So we're not using that at all. Not using that. Doesn't look like it. So what I'll probably have to do... Hell, we'll just stop it here, it's fine. Oh wait, hold on. We should be seeing that right now, right? I think we are. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like it. Cool. Yeah, we're seeing it from here. Because remember, the position of the box here is where it moved to at the end of the update. So its corner was here and it moved from there to there. And so it found that. Okay, we should be able to detect the results from that then. Alright, let's... Let's attach it and see what we end up with. Okay. Ooh, there we go. So the current result only found one, huh? That's us. Really? It only found us? Oh yeah, because we're not close enough to that edge. Whoops. Shoot, that would be good. I need to find the opposite angle here. We're not ever gonna hit it because we've stopped already. Jesus. Everything's all tangled up here. I spilled my coffee. Okay. I think we're gonna have to manufacture a new scenario. So that's okay. That's easy enough. Let's pause. Hello? Oh, not position, but rather... Yeah, sure. That works. And so, yeah. Oh, we got stuck, but that's okay. All we need is the... All we need is the data. So we should have 2 or 3, 2? 2. Yeah, that's what I expected. So here's solid clone. So we're on ray 0, and so 0 should be us, yeah. So one more, continue, and now it should be on 1, yep. Okay, let's get the data and take a look. It's null. Why the fuck's it null? Oh, yeah, okay. I think because it's calling out shit that's unacceptable. Right? Do we have a winning line? There should be exclusionaries. Wait. Oh, checking local points. I guess it's checking to see if you're on a line or not. It's not getting just a line, it's actually getting a floor. Oh man, okay, this might... Yeah, okay, it is checking to make sure you're actually somewhere on the line. Check bounds if you're outside, and yeah, you can't be on that line segment. Then you check to see if you're actually on the line. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So what I think I want to just literally get the, where do I go back? Oh, I step back. Where the back buttons move when you're in debug mode. Here, there. Okay, I think I don't want to get a floor line. I want to just literally get a line ref. Oh. I will call this surface. For surface line. Okay. Point ID A and B? Oh no. Ah shit, now this ain't gonna work. Because I don't have the information for this. Man, now why doesn't that get floor line work? Hold on, that should work. I mean, it's not a floor, obviously. Where is this failing? That's what I want to know. Oh, and before we want to make sure that the collider is, if it's equal to our collision box, not return, continue. So ignore collisions with ourself. Alright, now hold on, I got a short minute. Why is this not getting something? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop it here. So it's gotta recompile. I suppose just for brevity's sake, we'll put him closer to the ground. And we'll pre-copy this guy and put him like this. Okay, well he's stuck, but that's okay too. Alright, well, let's put a stopper on it, and bada bing bada boom. Alright. We're gonna go in here and now check when this shits something back. Where does it fail? So we want to see all the return points. So we want to know, is it just not finding an acceptable line, or what's going on here? so let's see. Get local points, pointer. It could be something as dumb as that we're using our transform to find the point instead of the actual impact point. But I don't think, yeah, see, here we're using impact point. We shouldn't be using transformed out center position for anything. So that's what makes it weird that it's not coming back with something. Okay, well, continue. Okay, it got here, so that means it didn't find a line. Count equals 0. Wait, widen check results count equals 0, so it didn't do anything there. Which means it didn't find anything here to put in. Results, pass bound check, result value. Yeah, so it never got there even. Alright, so at least it's not bouncing here. But it's saying that these points aren't on. They aren't there. Let's take a look. Okay, so point, local point check. Point AB. Wait, is this just debug stuff? And this is just debug stuff. Might actually be able to see that. If it's recording that. Yeah, oh, looks like that's all debug. We might actually be able to see what it's tripping up on. If we need to see the values here. 4 line point results. Line check result. So it's saying it didn't even get this. Well, I guess local point check. No, this is 4. So it went through the whole loop. It got local points. But it didn't think that it was in range. Assuming it must have bounced out here. Well... Alright, well, let's move. Let's move to the right. Monk. Nope, didn't hit. Really? Oh, pause, that's fine. Doop. There we go. Alright, so are we hitting any of those? And this is 0.0. Too far above. Okay. Continue. 1. Too far left. Continue. 2. Too far below. Yeah, it's getting excluded based on these. 3. Too far right. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. should be getting this. Even if we can't walk it, it should still be getting it. Bounds check, point A, B, bounds check expansion. Impact point is... Breakcast clear transfer. Okay. But yeah, okay, it's using point. That's fine. So what this is saying is, say though that it's hitting here. So the ray, yeah, that's awful. The ray hit here. It's going to check from here to here. Excuse me. Yeah. And so the bounds check is going to be this box here, essentially. And it's going to say, is this point here too far left, too far right, too far up, and too far down? Which now you see why I'm confused, right? So if the point's like right in the center, how is it outside of these bounds? Like, it doesn't make sense. Alright, so where's this bounds? Okay, impact point has to be less than point A minus the bounds expansion. Yeah, so... Well, now... Maybe there's a flaw here. Maybe this only works in one direction. So, point A and point B could be relative, though. So, if this is A, and this is B, oh yeah, okay, so I think it checks both. So if it's less than A, minus that. So if it's less than A, minus, like, we'll say 1 for simplicity. Which would, say, be like here. And... yeah, less than A minus 1. And... less than B minus 1. So B minus 1 is like here. Impact point X is less than A minus 1. And impact point, oh, local. Well, still, same difference. It's less than B minus 1. Okay, so it says you'd have to be out here in order to be, you have to be less than both of these, so less than and also less than. So that's fine. That logic makes sense. Let's look at it at a different angle. Yeah, so no matter if B or A is on either side, because you have to be left of both of them, then it says you're too far left. Alright. Greater than A plus 1. Greater than B plus 1, and you're too far right. And so that's just the opposite. That makes sense. Yeah, this impact point is, what, negative 0.1? Negative 0.5. Alright. So this is too far below. Less than A minus 1. Less than B minus 1. That makes sense. So no matter what, it's here, so it's, minus 1, minus 1. So only if you're below both of these, so you're out here. Yeah, that makes sense. And then greater than A plus 1 and greater than B plus 1. So these all look right. Because no matter what here, it'll be plus 1 and plus 1. So you have to be higher than this and higher than this, which means you're out here. Alright, well, that makes sense. So why are those getting triggered here? Impact point is negative 0.1 and negative 0.5. Are we shooting the right ray here? What the hell's going on? Looked like it's shooting the right ray though. In fact, actually... Okay, no, it's okay. Let me... I'm gonna angle this up slightly so we can... Oh, so we can see. The difference between the two rays is what we want to see here. So this next step should hit something. Oh, we got no reference. What are we doing? Oh, okay, that's part of it, I guess. Surface. That'll take care of our null reference error at least. Okay, now we'll see. We shouldn't get stuck anymore at least. Why can't I scroll here? Oh, there we go. Okay. We are inside it now, and it's, you know, it's not pushing us back or anything, so that's good. Yeah, okay, well, then the question is, why... Yeah, that should... This will give us a... So again, yeah, the question is, why aren't we seeing the line here? Because realistically, the impact point's like here. So it's saying, we'll undo these. Our impact point's like here? Yeah, let me just draw the line first. Our impact point's here. And so say this is A and this is B. It doesn't seem to matter which side they're on. And it's saying, oh, okay. This is somehow farther left than both of these? And farther right than both of these? Oh, you know why? I think I know why. Potentially. Because it's a flat surface in local space. Maybe that's bugging us up. You see here? It might be bugging us up and down. So if point A dot X and point B dot X are approximately the same, then we don't want to do this test. Only if they're different, because I think what's going on here, in local space, this ends up being this, and imagine that it's perfectly straight. And then say your impact point is here, there could be enough margin of error here because there's no difference between these two, where A minus 1 is here, and or plus 1 rather is here, and then plus 1 is here, and so this differential here could get mixed up. So I think we just have to put, if they're basically the same, so approximately the same, then you don't want to do this test because it's somewhat meaningless. That might help here. I think that might be what it's getting hung up on. Because you see it here, oh yeah, sure, it's angled, so how can it not be in the bounds? But we transform it in the local space, and that's why you see this readout here. So even though this box that you're standing on is angled, in local space it's not. Its collider is straight. And so that's might be why these are happening. So if we... shit, we gotta go back now. Here. I have to attach. Boom. So now, what do we get? Oh, yeah, see, now it found it. Okay, so that fixed it. We fixed that glitch. It found it. Because, yeah, it was that approximate shit. And so, now this is a thing. Cool. Alright, we did fix that. Very cool. Alright, so now, whether or not the surface is walkable, that's the next thing. Will it tell me if this is going to be true or not? Perhaps if I step back. I'm gonna have to... Nah, I'm just gonna have to put a value here. Is it true? And it will just stop it on that. And... oh, I didn't touch it. Hold on. Punk. Survey says... false, which I expect. It's not walkable because it's above our heads, right? So... we have to do the opposite here. We then have to pretend that we're upside down. So do we add 180 here? Or do we not add 180 rather? To see if it's a ceiling. Oh, can't change it. It's attached. Okay. Maybe. So let's duplicate this. Is it also true? His surface, a ceiling. Alright. Let's attach it, run it, and run into that wall. Alright. It's also false. True, wait, what? Now this surface is walkable is true. What did I do? Did I do the wrong one? No, that one's right. How the fuck? Hold on. What is its angle? -338. Now this thinks it's walkable now. Oh, hold on. I didn't stop it on the right line. They're both true. Now hold the fuck up. Why? Maybe, hold on. I'm thinking this code probably already compensates for ceilings. I was just not reading the value right. Alright, let's do this one more time. Just to verify. Anybody else remember the Impact song? I can't be the only one. The game was so damn good. I swear to God, as soon as I can stream it, we're gonna stream it. It's the best game that you never knew existed. It's just fucking whacked out Japanese bullshit Zelda clone. It's fucking nuts. Then the other one's a platformer. Most of them are platformers in the series. But that one happened to be, well, I guess still a platformer, but most of them are 2D rather. Okay, and yeah, that's true. Okay, so then we want to ignore it if that's the case. Let's see, our ultimate goal here, I think, is to decrease move distance. Okay, so if it's walkable, or rather if it's not walkable, we actually want to handle it. Alright, let's do this other way. If it's walkable, continue. Okay. At this point, we found a valid wall. Actually, everything's probably a wall, right? Do I have it set to 180? Fuck, I do. That's why. That's why everything's a fucking wall. Or everything's a fucking ground. So this is actually potentially not right here. Well, we'll know if it's not, I suppose. By whatever it hits here. Alright, fuck it. I gotta do this again. Bonk. Okay, does not think it's a 4. I guess that makes more sense now. Alright, let's step back a second here. We're gonna go with our original test here. Is it? Is it really? Ah, shit, did I delete? I deleted it. Of course I did. This is why you don't code when you're tired. I'm sick. Just start fucking everything up. E before I, ceiling is surface angle ceiling. Surface angle 4. Okay. And our original theory was that if we just take off the 180 correction, then we should be decent here. Right? Hold on, did I accidentally hit the undo? Okay. No, okay, we're good. And so then we'll put the stopper here so that we can see both of those values having been completed. Okay. Attach that shit, let's go. Bonk. Survey says not a 4, not a ceiling. Oh, they're both 4, shit. Oh my god, here we go. The yelling begins. I'm not mad at you kids, I'm mad at myself. Okay. Not a 4. Not a ceiling either. Okay. So I guess that doesn't really help. Yeah, alright. Well, let's think about this for a second. Thinking's hard when you're sick, so bear with me. Surface angle minus transform. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I know what might actually fix this. This could be a quick and dirty fix. Oh, stop. If we just plus 180 here, then it flips our transform angle upside down. So we're pretending that we're upside down to check the ceiling, as if it were a floor. And then, perhaps, we'll get what we're looking for. And it makes sense. At least in my foggy, sick brain. Alright, what do we got? Not a floor, but it is a ceiling. Yes! Yes! Assuming we can actually walk on such a thing. Sweet. Okay, so if it is not a floor, and it is not a ceiling, then it's a wall. So let's do this. All right, and okay, if it's not a floor and it's not a ceiling, then it's that. And so if it's not a wall, then we want to ignore it. However, if it is a wall, we found a valid wall. So move distance equals distance minus, because we have to truncate backwards to the center here. Do we have the width of our collider with, let's see, size? Do we have a size? Our max collider size magnitude? Not really, that's not what we're looking for. Our collider box, our collider points. Do we get a width? No. Top left to top right. Okay, well, let's do this. Where are our points? Our collider points. Where is that? Cool. Okay, then float our collider width equals shit. Here. Points 3. Shit. I guess we need the distance. So vector 2 distance between point top left is 3 and top right is 2. And then the height will be between 1 and 0. Since that's... Wait, no, I'm sorry. Top left, bottom left, so 3 and 0. And honestly, it should be a vector 2. Vector 2. Our collider size equals vector 2 width and height. And vector 2, our collider radius equals size. Oh, that's not right. No bueno. Divide by 2. Hey. So now we'll go back down here. Ah, man, okay. We're moving right. Here's gonna be a trap here. We're gonna have to figure out if we're moving in the right or the left direction. To our right. Because if we're going to the right, and we shoot from the right here, we want to make sure that this distance is accounted for. Or rather this, or this distance, let's say that's just 1. And so obviously this would be 1 on the other end. If you're moving right, and you hit something, you want to take this -1, and that's your new center position. If you were to walk along the floor, this is your new center position. Because you gotta count for it being offset. So, if you're going to the left, you need to do that too. So if you hit here, then you want to end up here because this is 1 away from the wall. But now you're going this way and you hit something. Now, what previously we had to add 1 to push it back this way. We need to subtract 1 to push it back this way because we're facing the other direction. So, yeah, there is that. Hey. Wait, is move distance? Move distance is always positive, right? Yeah, okay, never mind. I think we should be okay then. We'll just subtract, because I think move distance is always a positive value. Because it's momentum. Or rather, the amount of distance that we're going to move, but it doesn't have a direction. So I think we're okay. We actually don't have to account for that. Again, sick brain. We don't have to account for that. I think we're okay. I think we'll be alright. So we'll just subtract our collider radius dot x, so our width. And then that should keep us from moving into the wall. Should. Let's see if it works. Nope. Not even close. Really? So did it find that it was invalid then? Oh, because, you know why? Because it thinks this is a ceiling, so it wants me to bump my head on it. So we've got to make this a harsher angle so that it's a wall. And yeah, okay, so that sort of works. At least it's doing something. It's just bouncing them back too far. So, interesting. So what's going on here? The distance, move distance got overwritten. Oh, you know what? Hold on. New correction has to be less than move distance, so then we set the new correction. I'm not sure if that would actually fix what we're seeing here, but it is something that we should be aware of. I think. Wait, hold on. Is that right? Yeah, okay, so move distance. Yeah, okay, move distance was negative, I think is why. we set move distance to a negative value. So the distance minus our collider radius. Hold on. I think I've got this backwards. Okay, because... Alright, let's do this again. Sick brain. Okay, I think I know what's going on here. Okay. Wow, that's an awful shade of blue. That's okay, that'll work. Okay, we're moving this way, which I'll represent yellow. We're already one ahead, I think, is the problem here. Right? Yeah, isn't that right? So if we hit a wall here, we hit at an additional distance here. Okay, so the distance here, we need to pretend that it's longer than it is in order to make it a move distance. So my sick brain's telling me that I think we need to add instead of subtract here. We need to add the radius. That doesn't make any sense, though. I don't think that that's quite right. Because this here, the length here, may not be equal to the length here. In fact, it's almost guaranteed not to be. So do we need to shoot it from down here? Then shoot it to make sure it goes through the corner. And then... Yeah, so do we need to triangulate this and get this position? Well, now I'm pissed off. Now I'm pissed off. It's time for the yelling to start. Yeah, I don't think we can just shoot from here and then just say, oh, just correct for the width, because I don't think that's gonna work. Because this length here, you have to pretend that it's this length here as we're moving from here forward, right? So we'd really be shooting from here to here if we're thinking about manipulating the distance from here going forward. Oh, man. Oh, fuck me. Alright, hold on. Oh, fucking kill me. Do we really have to triangulate at this point now? It makes sense, I guess. Well, then now this is going to be stupid too, because how is this one going to work? We've got to pretend that it starts here? But what if there's something here to catch? Man, I don't know. Now I'm just mad. There's probably an easy way to do this when my sick brain ain't letting me think about it. Shit. Because we're not... Ugh, fuck. We're not dealing with straight X and Y, so we can't just track this and be all okay and be like, oh, okay, we're good now. No, we're not. Okay, what data do we have? Let's think about this logically. So this is the center top. This is the top right. And this is the value that we want. We'll just call it... fuck yeah. This is A. This is B. This is C. We want C. We know the angle here. We know the angle is, I don't know, make that little A, I guess. We know what the angle... Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. We know the... Or not the angle. We know the direction of this vector. Because it's the same as our move direction. I don't know what the hell this direction sign is, so I'm just going to put D. D for direction. DR? Oh, it looks like Doctor. Fuck it. We know the direction. We know this point, and we know this point. So we need to solve for C. And of course this is only going to work in this direction too, so I don't know what the fuck we're going to do with the rest of it. Like... I guess what we'd have to do is triangulate the distance here. We want to get this distance. And then subtract that from whatever we find here. I think. Perhaps add it. Well, either way. We need to know that. And so... yeah, so that's... I guess that's ultimately what we're looking for is... yeah, actually, we really just need this distance here. We don't need to fire the ray from here. We can fire it from here, but we need to know how much here to compensate for. Which, well, probably means that we need this. So we need... DI. We got direction, but we need to find out distance, so DS. We need to know the distance from here to here. And my sick brain's telling me that then if we need to know the distance, we need to know what the hell C is. We don't know what the hell C is. We know what A is. We know here. We know AB. We know the distance of AB. And we don't know the distance of AC. We don't know the distance of BC. We know the direction from CB. Ah, fuck me. Alright, I gotta remember how to do this shit now. It's killing me. Playlist, save me. Are we almost done? We still got like... let's see. We still got at least 20 minutes. Ah, oh, fuck me. Alright, sick brain, don't fail me. Don't fail me now. We need to know the distance of BC ultimately. Oh, fuck me. We don't know the distance here. So we know that. We know that. We know that. Distance of AC equals who fucking knows, and the distance. Let me scribble these out here. Oop, a little big. Oh. Distance BC equals who the fuck knows. We know the point, so P. Okay, well, yeah, okay. We just know it's the corner top, or center top, the top right. We know that this is 90. That helps. Which I think it will. I mean, we could calculate this angle, but we don't know what it is with the current set of data. Okay, we need to find. Yeah, we need to find the length of. Shit, I forget what the hell these terms are now. Should have paid attention in math, Mark. And you know all this shit. I've relearned this shit like 3 times at this point, and I still can't fucking find it. Okay. Find length of one side of triangle. Right triangle. How the fuck do we do that? Oh, fuck, it's so small. It's so big. Find the missing length of a right triangle. Yeah, there we go. That's the one that we want. Oh yeah, Pythagorean theorem, I figured. Okay. Is it just a squared plus b squared equals c squared? Oh, okay. And do we know? We do know... Oh, we don't know this, though. We do not know the distance from here to here, so we can't do that. Because we don't know what C is. Shit. Alright, we need to find out C. Probably by using angles and shit. Oh my god. Fuck it, we're gonna do sprites for the rest of the thing. Here we go, are you ready? Here's the Kirby. You draw the hands. Isn't that how Kirby's Adventure taught us how to do it? Oh boy, and a smile, and there you go. That's retarded Kirby. Oh my god. Can kill me. This is probably easy, but my fucking brain's just looking at it like... I wanna go to bed and eat ice cream. I don't wanna be mathing. Why do I do this? Alright. Fuck me, what am I doing? Can we figure out what the fuck this angle is? I don't know. Because we don't know where this is, so how the fuck can we figure out what the angle is? We know the direction. Maybe that'll help. I guess the direction, say from here, the angle here is going to be the same as the angle here. So the angle of the direction, since this is 0 and this is 90. Okay, well actually we might know what that is then. Fuck. Wait a minute. I think a simpler solution hit my head, but then my sick brain's like, whoa, and it just dropped it. Butterfingered it right to the floor. And now I can't find it. I'm thinking like... No, I don't know. But maybe that's not right. I'm thinking there might be a simpler way to do this. Just by using some kind of magnitude calculation. But I don't know. I think we might still have to do this bullshit. Because yeah, I'm thinking like you could like maybe take the magnitude of this or something and then apply the direction to it, but then I think it's still gonna come up short. Because if you do that, so just to draw a clean version down here. Here's our top, here's our side. We're shooting this way. We want to know how much distance there is from here to here, right? But if you take this to this and then you rotate it, it's going to end up being here instead. It's not going to end up being here. You want this part. You want this whole bit here. I was saying, yeah, if you just took this and rotated it, but that's not going to work. That's what we were trying to do before. That doesn't work. think that's a roundabout way of trying to do what we were trying to do before. Oh shit. Okay. So before any of these kind of rays have to be cast, because we can use this, once we have this magnitude, actually we can just apply that to all of the sides, because you're really just looking at this in reverse when you're doing it, you know, for this ray. It's just, well, if this was on the other side here, you're gonna get a right triangle on both sides. So this here, say that A is equal to A, like these are the same. The distance from here to here, A, is the same the distance here to here, A. So we really only have to triangulate at the beginning of the update. We just need to know the distance here. Yeah. Alright, so let's get back to the getting the angle thing here. So we do have two angles. Let's say this is angle X, AX. We know that this is the same as this. And we can get the angle because this direction angle should be from 0 to whatever the hell this is, right? So that should be this angle. And we do have a way to get that. Alright, we gotta do this ahead of time. Oh yeah, and likewise, this can also is gonna be the same from here to here too. So this calculation should go for all four corners corrections. Because we're just getting the distance from a corner to the middle with the direction that we're heading in. Okay. So, alrighty. Let's see here then. So we can use any of the corners. It doesn't really matter what corner we use. As long as, yeah, it's always going to be a right triangle. Because we're taking the line that would be from the center as part of our triangle. And so this is always 90 degrees here. It should be drawn like this, as we see here. So, say that's a right, oh, that's a shitty right triangle. There you go, there's your right triangle. This is always going to be 90, it's always going to be something else, and it's going to be something else. I don't know if that's going to help us find a distance from here to here, though. Maybe? We don't know the distance of this. Oh well, alright. So I fumble through this until time runs out. How much we got left? Wait, we got like 20 minutes. I think, right? Or 10 minutes? I got more than that. Yeah, I think we got about 20 minutes. Actually, might be a little more. We started late, didn't we? Yeah, fuck it, whatever. Anyway, okay. We know that CX is going to be equal to AX, so we do actually have part of this coordinate. We just don't know how far down it goes. But in order to get the distance, we need to do the Pythagorean theorem. Wait, which... Hold on, let's go back to that second. Oh, we need the length. Yeah, so we don't care about the points. Just need to know the length of AB. But we don't know AC, and we don't know BC. Or rather, if you want to put it this way, we don't know this one, but we do know this one, and we don't know this one. This is the one we're trying to find out. So we do need to find this. Which means we need... Yeah, so we do need to know C still. If we can get the angle here and the distance here, then maybe we can somehow figure out what the fuck this is. And then we can throw the Pythagorean theorem together after that. By using the distance AC, the distance AB. Okay. Alright, let's think about this. Let's at least get our data here. So... Get corner magnitude correction value. That's our thing here. So goal. Calculate the magnitude between the corner of the collision box relative to the angle to the center height line. How do I want to say this? I want to talk about... So, the distance from here to here in relation to the angle. What is this line? What would this be called? The center? Vertical center? Vertical center. Oh, it's vertical center. In relation to the walk direction. Okay, so we've got float, angle B, our corner angle is going to be angle of line segment, direction from angle. Shit. Hold on. Angle from line. Shit. Angle of line segment. So if point A is 0 and point B, yeah, so the direction would be from 0, 0 to whatever the walk direction is. That gives us our corner angle. Right? Yeah, because it's a direction. A direction vector is from 0, 0, the center here, to whatever direction it's going. That's your direction vector. So if it's 1, 1, then your direction is this. If it's negative 1, 1, then your direction is this, etc. But it's always from 0, because it doesn't have context of where it is. It just has context of the direction it's going in. So the walk direction, you know, for whatever we're doing right here is this way. And so, again, this is angle 0. We get the angle of the direction of line segment from 0, 0 to whatever the fuck this is. You know, AB. We don't know. then that gives us the angle from 0 to whatever, x or y or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So an angle of direction, we'll add angle of, or say from, angle from direction. It's going to be 0 minus that, 0 minus that, and that's it. So let's do that. Angle from direction, which is going to be that. It might be a simpler way to do it, but at least that's mathematically sound, I believe. So now we know the corner angle, which means that we know the bottom angle. We know what this angle is now because, well, all these have to add up to 180, right? So whatever that is, that's now our bottom angle. Alright, so what does that tell us? Anything interesting? Oh, we may not need this, but I'm not sure. So we do know angle C. We do know angle B now, so those are good. And we know angle A is 90. Alright. We still don't know the distance here, because we don't know CY. We might be able to get it from here. Yeah, okay, so there's a way where you say that like you have this direction. Might have to reverse it. So negative of that direction. And you normalize it to one side. So say that this direction is 2, 1. So for every x of 2, the y goes up 1. If you reverse that and say that every 1y is 2x, let's see, does that help us? We know C's x. We don't know C's y, but we do have the direction. So from bx to cx is, we do know that because that's the distance AB. Yeah. So bx is cx. Bx to cx, the distance of, equals the distance, I should really learn the symbols for this, AB dot x. Sorry, it's just AB. It's the distance AB. So if we, yeah, so we can find y because now we know our ratio is 2 to 1, 2x to 1y. So this means that it's 1 and 0.5 if we normalize it to the x here. So then we can say that 1 times distance AB is our x, and then 0.5 distance AB is our y. See, I think we figured this out, and we didn't need to do shit with angles. Because we know A and C are lined up, we know the x. just don't know the why. Yeah, I think this will work. Yeah. I think we're getting a little too complicated. We can just do that, because we do know the direction, and that's what really saves us here. So we need to negative the direction to get this. Okay, so we do know the radius, distance. So the width radius, the x radius of our collider is our distance here. So let's put this to actual code then. Yeah, so we want to normalize this direction, which it should already be normalized, actually. At least I think so. Let's take a look at what we got. Walk direction is direction from angle. Yeah, and it is normalized. Okay. Alright, let's see. How do we... We want to make sure that the x is 1, I think. Or do we just do it differently? Let me think about this a second. Does it matter which way it's normalized? Because the whole idea, well, I guess this is negative too, but let's make them both positive for now. So say if we were starting here and going this way. We know x, so I figured that that should be our standard. Keep that at 1. But does it have to be? So would you do distance? The distance AB divided by 1? No, that just gives you this thing, right? Yeah. Because like say, yeah, so this is 2, 1. It was divided by 2. Times 1. So divide by this one, and times by this one. What would that actually give us? Is that actually right? Might have to actually plot this out. I'm just trying to think if we need to compensate or even adjust this value at all. Because, you know, what if it's 0, 1? Or what if it's 1, 0? Does that matter? I mean, if there's 0, obviously it matters because you don't want to do a division by 0. But, you know, what if it's, you know, 1, 0.5, or if it's 0.5, 1, does that matter? Can we calculate it with the same formula either way? Is what I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm trying to think. Sick brain ain't helping me here. Oh, fuck me. Alright, might just have to like try these out here and see what... Alright, let's simplify this now that we have more data here. Simplify this. We know this is a right triangle. We know let's say that this is 0, 2. Two, 2. Let's say that the whole thing is, 2 by 2. So, be 2 by 2. Actually, be 4 by 4 if it was like this, because this would be +2. No, yeah, it's not, and this is -2. Yeah. So the distance is 4, but yeah, this is +2, -2. So yeah, 0, 2. The y is 2 because we're going up. But that means like, and that like that's like 2 from here. So this is 2, and this is 2, and then all of this is 4. That's what I mean. We're taking kind of that slice of that corner. So we know that this is 0, but we don't know what the y is. And we know the distance here is 1. Or is it 2? It's 2. You know what we should do? Hold on. Let's make this 1, 2 to make it not so even. And we know the x is 0, but we don't know the y. Yeah, okay, this makes sense. So our shape looks basically like this. And this is 1, and this is 2. And then we're trying to figure out wherever the hell this ends up here. And we do know the direction. The direction in this case would have to be, well, it doesn't have to be, but let's say that we're going to pretend that we know that this is 1. We don't really know, but let's say that it is actually 1. So our direction would have to be, 1, 1 here. This would have to be 1, 1. So the direction is 1, 1. So can we figure out, this is supposed to be 1 here. We don't know that yet, but the answer should be 1. And so we need to find this. Alright, do we even need this distance? I guess we don't. We would only know the direction, but we know that this is 1 just logically in our example here. So that might not be pertinent information, so... yeah, so this is up 1, right 2. Right? Oh shit, wait, hold on. No, 1. It's right 1. So it's up 1, right 1. It's not drawn, obviously, to scale. But we know our direction that we're going is up 1, right 1. Now we have to minus that direction. So -1, -1, because we want to know the direction from here to here, which is the opposite. This is from here to here. Alright, now that we have that, so we'll say that's -d. The opposite direction. We know that the distance from here to here is 1. Okay. Let me do it this way. Distance from here to here is 1. We know that's 1. Because that's from 0 to 1. Because we have those two values. Alright, so what were we going to do again? We were going to say that we know that the x travel is 1, and our ratio here is 1 to 1. I think. Yeah, I guess it would be. So we're gonna say we're traveling one distance at the ratio of 1. So this should be 1. So this x is 1 and 1, and it's a ratio of 1 to 1. So it's 1. But how do we know that the distance? Would it be divided by the dx? The direction x? And then times the 1. This is a shit example because this has ended up being 1 to 1. Times the d1? So we want to know how many direction 1s at the scale of whatever it is included inside of this, right? So you'd have to do the full distance divided by... No, that don't make sense though. Because even this is 100. Divided by 1 is 1. So you have to do the opposite. So do you want then the direction x divided by the distance? So if this is 100, 1 divided by 100 is 0.001, is it? Or is it point? Hold on, I think it's just 0.1. Because the decimal place is here, moves left and left, yeah, it's 0.1. And then no, I think actually this is okay. Yeah, because this is 1, 1, right? So you want a distance divided by the x, so 100 divided by 1, that's cool. Times the y is 1, which gives you 100, and that's what we want. Because if this is 100, then this is 100, because it's a ratio 1 to 1. Okay, yeah, we're okay. So we don't need this. This is what we're looking for. And so theoretically, let's say that this is 0.5 and 0.5. So 50 times this. Or yeah, 100 times, or 100 divided by 0.5? Hold on. This always gets a little weird. 100 divided by 0.5 is 200. Okay, yeah. And then times 0.5 is 100, which still gives you 100. Okay, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. So I think we're good. I think this should work. So distance, yeah, so dx, yeah, our direction. And in this case, we're minusing this. So again, let's do this. Just make sure we got this right here. So 100 divided by negative 0.5. Oh, I did something wrong there. 100 divided by 0.5. I think I did the negative. Yeah, there. 200, negative 200 times 0.5 negative is 100. Okay, so it works in both directions. And we still get our 100. That's what I'm looking for. I believe that that's good. So let's pen this out in code. We need the negative direction. We don't even need any of this, I think. So just gonna call it the travel, is gonna equal negative walk direction. Try travel. And so that's our negative direction. So distance here. Well, let's see. Hold on. So try point C equals new vector 2. So we said that the top is gonna be so center point. Where is it? Position at beginning of the update dot x, because that is. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, time's up. But I want to finish. I want to finish this up here. So this is AX. Is going to be the same as this X down here, because we're straight here. So I can take the center point X, and we know that that's correct. Actually, we don't know that's correct. No, that's not right. That's not right. We're doing a local space, I think. So, or are we? Yeah. Hold on. Head point. Top center point. There we go. That's what we want. Dot X. No, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I think we have to do this all in local space. Because, yeah, sure, okay. Even if it is this way, this is still a right triangle? Okay, sure. But this X here is not going to be the same as this X here. That's not good. That's no good. So, we gotta do this in local space first. Alright, whatever. Fucking kill me. Okay. Don't take that as serious. For the love of God. Alright. Oh no. Oh god. Our collider points. Our collider world points. Oh my god. Our collider local points. It just gets worse and worse every time. Okay. Actually, wait, hold on a second. Do we even need to do that? Hold on. Our center, our A is always gonna be 0, right? This is always gonna be 0? Because that's 0x, so this is negative. Say that's like -1, this is like +1, right? So this is always going to be 0. Well, man, not necessarily. I mean, logically, yeah, it should be. It should be 0. However, I believe Unity allows it to not be centered. Yeah, because you have not only in size, but an offset. Yeah. So that's not correct. You have a size and an offset. So it could stupidly be something shifted off. But I think we can work okay with this. We will still need these, but we're gonna do the top left and the top right, so 3 and 2. We need the middle of 3 and 2. Can we just take the average? Will that not work right? My sick brain's making me second guess this, so we do -1 plus 1 divide by 2 is 0. Okay. If we do -2 plus 1 divided by 2 should be -0.5, right? Yeah, so we can just take the average of the two. Okay. Our collider local points, or do we have the chart down here? We do. 3 and 2. 3 plus our collider points 2, and we divide by 2 to take the average. And that gives us our x. X. And this is local position here. Oh, man. Alright. And actually this here we know the size. We do know the size. So do we need... Yeah, I think we still need this. Hold on, what is our collision box? Center? No. We got an offset, right? We just got the offset. Yeah, we got offset. Oh, we can just do -x on the offset. And we know our thing here. We don't need to do all that shit. So yeah, so this offset.x, whatever that's gonna be our center anyway. So if it's +1, the offset +1, our center is +1. Offset -1, center is -1. So we know that. So we don't have to even do that calculation. Alright, we're working through it. We're getting through the sick brain. Then our collision box. So we know this. We know the radius because we'll have the dot size, right? We got dot size. Yeah, we got dot size. Dot x divided by 2. That's our distance AB. Point A to point B, distance between point A and point B. So that's our top side. That's our top side distance here. Because this is the collider, it's going to be the full size divided by 2. And so that's that. Okay. We're working through it. So we don't know what this is yet, but we do have the formula for it. So where is it? The formula we came up with is the distance divided by the direction. So the distance divided by travel distance dot x times travel distance dot y. And theoretically that should give us c. So then float corner correction magnitude then should equal so we know now this is the point C, so we need the top point. Yeah, okay. Oh, we know, okay, we can cut a corner here because we already know what this is. So vector distance AC x equals, oh no, wait, no, it should be float. It's going to be let's see, our collider local points. We want the top left, so that's 3.x, so the top x minus try point C.x. Because this top one, because we're in local space, is always going to be positive. And the C is always going to be lower than it. So we can take the distance without having to do the full distance calculation. Because we know that they're both on the same Y, so that doesn't matter. So we're just gonna... Or I'm sorry. They're both on the same X, so we have to subtract the Y's. And that'll give us our distance. And so... let's see. Wait, yeah, so we... Hold up a second. No, okay, yeah, we had to do this. We already did this. Yeah, and that's it. So we've got our distance here. Yeah, okay, so we've got... Alright, so that gives us... I'm trying to keep myself straight here. This gives us A, B, C, right? So we have A. We just calculated A. We already have B. And so we can use the A squared plus B squared equals C squared to work this out. So, shit, how do we do this in code, though? Fuck me. Sick brain, help. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. You gotta take the square root and some shit, right? Yeah, so whatever this is, yeah, and you take the square root of it. God damn it. Square roots are awful. They take so much processing time. I hate them. It's terrible. Yeah, okay. Okay. Pow. So we need, yeah, we need to store this. It's distance ABX. So float distance ABX is this. Okay. So A squared, which is just distance ACX power of 2 plus math F in overtime city right now when I'm sick. I should be going to bed. That's how much I love you guys. Alright, I take the square root of this shit and then we should have our answer. So math F is square root, squirt, get the squirt. Oh my god, we might actually have it. And we don't need to worry about this shit, because fuck that. We don't have to do any of that bullshit. Oh boy. Oh, this also has to be scaled back up to world space, so... our collider box dot transform dot local to world matrix. Wait, transform point from local to world space. Yes. Yes, please. No, what did it? It's not happy. What's it not? Oh, hold up. Right, that's a point. Transform direction point vector. Yeah, alright, hold on. Can I just lossy scale, right? Lossy scale times whatever the fuck this ended up being? Well, I guess we don't need parentheses. Wait, no. We need one more parenthesis. Too far. Oh, lossy scale dot X, I guess? Yeah, this is all X stuff. Wait, no. Well, okay, that's not quite true. God damn it. The X and the Y scale may be different. Oh, fuck me. Alright, this is... oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, what I can do... it's gonna be a little more math. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Alright, boys and girls. We're gonna have to transform this. We're gonna transform this point into world space and then just... it's gonna be a little more math. But I'm not... I'll be honest, I'm not really sure how to get this single value back to world coordinates at the right magnitude, so we're gonna go with this. So we're gonna do the same thing that we were gonna do before with transforming a point, but we're going to do this here. So transform point, and that's from local to world space, so we want to get the C point, right? Cool. Now that we have that, we can take the world distance of AC, and so we will have to actually calculate the distance here. We can't shortcut it because we're not in local space anymore, so we don't know what the fuck is up, down, left, or right anymore. So we need... yeah, so our collider... shit, head point, right? Top point. Top center point to world point C. And that gives us our distance AC. Which is now a vector. Right? No, I'm sorry. It should be just distance AC. And actually, it's just distance AB. There's no real X here. Doesn't matter. Try travel. Yeah, okay. And this is normalized, so it doesn't matter if that's... it's a direction. It doesn't matter if that's local or world. Actually, doesn't matter. Uh-oh. It might. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this actually does matter. Jesus Christ. Transform vector negative walk direction 2. Well, yeah, we had to do that. 2 local space. God damn. This would have been a whole mess. Okay, so just because... Like, yeah, alright, so the reason we do that is say that you're actually this way. And this is your bottom, this is your top. Well, this direction from 0, that angle is not going to be the same as like the direction here, because if you just translated it, actually no, hold on. Does it really need to be translated? Yes, I think it does. Hold on, second guessing myself here. Oh yeah, no, hold on. I think it's in cases like this. So local space transforms this to this, but your direction is this, and it's going to end up being this, which is higher than this direction, because in local space it's just fucking different. The local space corrects you to this, so the difference here, from here to here, that angle, that's bad. So we do have to transform that direction vector to local space, then do our calculation, and then ship back the point from local space. Because we could do it all in world space, but this makes this a lot easier to calculate that way. Alright, whatever. This probably works, so we... This should work. Oh, wait, hold on. AC. Jesus Christ. Now we need... Oh my god. So we need top center point to... Let's see. Our collider world points top right is 2. So distance AB. Oh my god, you're killing me here. Distance AB, AC. We could probably optimize this, but this should work. Yeah, I'll be honest, I think we don't need to deal with local space at all here. So, sick brain overtime here, but yeah, this tri-travel's gonna be the same either way. Ah, fuck, alright. Fine. Local distance from there to there. Okay, we could say that the world distance A to B is just, well, this. Then the world point no, well, okay, so the reason we did this is because of the XY ratio. So I'm gonna leave that. Fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, the reason we localized it is so that we could get a strict XY ratio. So that we know that the X of C is the X of A. And then knowing that, then we could use that to calculate the Y. So we did have to orientate that back to local space, I think. At least with sick brain, that seems to make the most sense. Yeah, so then the local, and then we do get the world, and then we take the distances there, and then we throw it in. And we don't need to do by the Lossy scale anymore, because we're in world point. We're in world system now. Yeah. I mean, that should work. I'm not really sure how to properly test this to make sure it actually works. Other than just using this and saying that our Distance plus this. Should be minus this, right? Yeah, the new correction. It should be plus. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. So all this stuff aside, Jesus, look at this. This is killing me. Tim, where are you? Come be mad about it with me. I don't like being angry alone. Yeah. So, because this is really from here, this distance. So, this distance plus this gives us our actual travel distance. I think. Oh no, did we have to do that? Did I do all this for nothing? No, that should be right. So, or maybe. Jesus Christ, hold on. Did I just sick brain an entire hour's worth of work away? That wouldn't be the first time. I'm running in goddamn circles, aren't I? Let's see. We want to move. We have to move this from here to here. If we hit this, we have to move to here. But the distance here is the same as the distance here, right? Because it's from the corner. Oh my god, we didn't have to do any of this. We didn't have to do any of this, I think. Oh my fucking god. I just kept. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I am literally stupid. We didn't have to do any of this. I think I just sick brained like 2 hours worth of work away. Okay, it doesn't see that as a valid wall, so let's crank it. Yep, I'm retarded. Holy shit, I'm retarded. I just sick brained that entire we don't need to know this. We don't need to know this. I'm retarded. We don't need to know this. This is why I don't stream when you're sick. Oh my god, we don't need to know any of this. Oh my god. Well, I mean, we have it in case we need it later. Holy shit. And of course you get stuck here because this is obviously hitting a thing. Holy shit. Holy shit. I am retarded. We did not need to know any of that. I was correcting for no reason. Well, that's embarrassing. Whatever. Hey, at least we got the right answer now, right? Oh my god. Tim, where are you? You might have caught this error. It's all your fault. It's Tim's fault. It's all Tim's fault. Because he's not here. Okay, well, we wasted like an hour and a half on something. Now we don't have time for the rest of it. That's fine. Okay, so let's see. Just to make sure, what I'm going to do is just take down a little bit so we don't get stuck on the wall. Just gonna take out a tiny sliver. Yeah, okay, and then we won't be able to. Oh my god. Why am I so dumb? Why am I so dumb? Why am I so dumb? Right. I knew streaming was a bad idea today, but I didn't want to miss another Thursday. Okay. Yep, I'm done. Yeah. So theoretically, if we shoot a ray on the other side, doing the same shit, we should be so the top left corner, right? Oh. Oh no. Okay, and this is gonna be from... We want to go from the top left, and that's 3. So we're gonna shoot from 3. And if we find anything... Okay, in this case... Wait, hold on. Maybe we do need that magnitude now. Alright, now hold up. In this case... Make sure I'm not being dumb here. Again. No, because we're going to the left. So it's the same thing. It's the same. Yeah, because distance is not direction oriented. It's the same. Yeah, that's fine. It's the same. Alright, so we should have it both directions now. Boop, boop. Yep, there we go. We can't go in the wall. Can't go in the wall. But we can get back out. Oh, thank God. That works. So then, if this thing is a higher angle, so it's a ceiling instead, then we should be able to, yeah, then we can go into it. Oh, thank God. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's gonna freak out if you jump. Look at it, look at it! Look at all the rays! Look at him go! He's all fucked up. That's funny. That's funny. Boink, 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 boink. Get up. Yeah, okay. We got our top rays. Top rays are fine. And they're working as intended. I suppose the only danger here is that if this is rotating, eventually at some point, if you're flush against it. Man, what the hell's the angle here? It's pretty high. If you're flush against it, eventually it's gonna have to push you out. We didn't need to know this. Oh my God. And if. Shit. I fucked all this up. I can't believe I fucking did that. I can't believe I fucking did that. Oh well, whatever. I guess if I ever need to know it, now I have it. Okay. Okay. Dummy dum dum. Da-dum dum 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 da-dum dum dum dum. Okay. Yeah, it works this way at least. And just to test, we'll crank this to be a ceiling. More? Perhaps? Yeah, and then we can get into it. I don't know if that's correct. I guess that's correct. Because it has to be that way. It really does. Then otherwise you just can't get your head into it. You know what we should do? Where's Ricky? Put a sprite on here. There's Ricky. Let's do Ricky standing. And he needs to be sized down. Let's say 3-3. So it'll be 3-3. And 0.1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 5. 1, 6. Do that. And now I can kind of like see what Ricky looks like here as we're moving around. Assuming that we're facing right? Yeah. Oh, Ricky, don't turn around. Oh yeah, I guess we're not actually turning around when we do this, are we? Yeah, we're not actually turning around. We should be turning around and always be moving forward, I guess, in a way, or orientated in a forward direction. We're not doing that? Let's see. No, our rotation is not changing. I believe our Y rotation is changing. Hold on. Is that right? Yeah. Well, yeah, it would have to be a lot, right? Yeah. It's our Y rotation. It's got to change. Oh man, that's gonna change a lot, I think. So I'm gonna have to wait on that. Okay, quick and dirty way to do this would be to change Ricky's sprite. Alright. Based on the walk sign, I think. So we'll just do this quick and dirty. Test sprite stuff. So sprite transform, and so if we're holding left, where's our get inputs? Fine, where does this actually get done here? Okay, update inputs. So if if touching ground, hold on, no, we'll do it after touching ground. Pressing left. Oh, yeah. And that. Or actually, we need to test for this first. That's the optimal testing. Because if this is null, then there's no reason to test this. So that gives you 1 check minimum, and 2 if you're actually doing it. So if I'm pressing right, then sprite transform that rotation, or viewer angles. Viewer angles dot y equals 180, right? And then else if is pressing right. I don't. Oh, I gotta do a whole thing, right? Yeah, okay. Viewer angles equals new vector 3 0 180 0. I probably just truncated at that and should be happy. And then otherwise we want 0 0 because we're facing right. Let that compile, and then all I need to do is drag that into here. And we should be okay. There we go. Ricky turns around. Not quite the way I want him to though. Well, fuck it, whatever. It's fine. I'm thinking there might be a better way to do this, but I suppose that I'll have to wait. Oh yeah, you know what I need to do? Hold on. Then, yeah, that had to be 0 0, right? Okay, hold on. This has the same offset? Yeah, okay. Oh, scale of 0, duh. Yeah, scale. Okay. Alright, why is Ricky still invisible? Oh, shit, hold on. It transformed his shit into, okay, 1 1 remove. Okay, so the sprite, yeah, okay. This should still retain all of its offset here. And then the sprite will get rotated. Yeah, okay. Ricky should now be positioned accordingly, left and right. Yes, he is doing the right thing. Okay, so let's turn off the mesh renderer here. And if we look at it this way, we turn off the gizmos. That's kind of what we're looking for. So obviously he's got a little bit of issues left here, but he's gonna have problems with the bottom here because we don't have the bottom left and right raise yet. Oh yeah, because I was like, what the fuck's going on? Why? Okay. Now he should look correct here. Oh, we can't see him without the gizmos. Yeah. Okay, so he gets all the way to the top of his head because that is, yes, that is a low ceiling basically. And yeah, so he doesn't have the bottom ones. So we're only seeing the top results here. So essentially we're looking at it like this. That's basically what we've done today. Could have had more, but sick brain. So, and then of course when you jump you don't get anything, right? So yeah, there it is. crank up this so that now it's a ceiling, then he'll go and bump his head into it. And same thing will happen here if it's high enough. Yeah. So what that looks like here without the gizmos is this. Now whether that's proper or not, maybe? I'm really not 100% sure how I feel about that. Could be something where we could calculate the angle and then calculate a certain distance away that it can bump his head into. I mean, that's possible too, but I don't know. But I guess that's it. So thanks for sticking through my sick brain bullshit as I confuse the shit out of everybody watching this on YouTube, I bet, when it's uploaded. What the fuck's he doing? You don't need to do that. Well, I know that now, goddammit. You leave me alone. But hey, you know, if I do ever need to know that magnitude difference, I have that now. So it was a good learning experience either way, just to figure it out, problem solve. So there, see, there's the silver lining on the cloud. So it's all happy, positive feels, right? It's all happy. Alright, so yeah. We'll get on out of here. So this, for God knows what reason, I have patrons. God bless them. So we've got the top donators. I'm gonna read the names out as per their tier. So we got Zombie Killers at the tippy top. This is a special S class. And we've got Corporal Chungus, Jerry Berry, Mike Cruz, Taryn Williams, AJ, and Bryce Nagawina. So thank you very much. You are our top super scrub generals in the Scrub Army. And if you too want to join the Scrub Army, for as little as $1 a month, you can support the stream and my efforts doing projects and stuff. So you can get advanced builds, like beta builds. You get weekly or monthly builds. You can get code samples, like a utilities pack, all that kind of stuff. And so you can check that out. The link is down below. That's us on patreon.com/GameDevScripts. And that's pretty much it. I got a Twitter. You can yell at me in real time and tell me how sick my sick brain is. And then you can go to Discord and yell at me in even more real time to tell me how sick my sick brain is. And that's pretty much it. So I'll be back tomorrow, right? Oh yeah. We're playing Link's Awakening. Oh shit, where is it? You hear that? You hear the rattle? I got the thermal. I got the thermal paper. I haven't tried it yet because I literally just picked it up. Like Amber got it on her way home, and she just came in as I was going live. So I got the thermal paper, and we're gonna try it and see if it works on the Game Boy printer. It looks like the right size. Oh shit, is that too big? Man, it's slightly off. But I don't know. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it looks like the printer accommodates a slightly bigger size. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hopefully this is right. I didn't waste $5 on Amazon ordering this shit. And I hope it works too. I mean, thermal paper is thermal paper, right? So anyway, we got the Game Boy printer. We're going to test it, and if it works, then we'll raffle off the Link's Awakening, the original Link's Awakening Game Boy Color with the Game Boy printer capability. We'll raffle off the stickers that get printed out. So I think that'll be fun, and that'll be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll let you know if the paper actually worked and stuff. And so then Saturday, and I should be able to finish the game on Friday. So that'll probably be the last Link's Awakening stream for Friday. And then Saturday we're going to do the rest of Resident Evil, which I should be able to do that too if I'm not horribly sick and can't do it. So yeah, either way, so look forward to that. That's Friday and Saturday, both at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then I'll be back on Monday with more Pocket Fighter EX programming and development. And then next Thursday we'll be at this again, but hopefully without a sick brain. So we'll go from there. So thanks for hanging out. Scrub out. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.